And so think about Genesis 2 now. Adam. Think about Genesis 2, Adam. Because Adam was not created in the image of God. Was he? That's a trick question. Adam was not created in the image of God, but was he? And I'm just keeping the illustration simple and the figures simple, just for this thought, is that when we find Adam, he is not created in the likeness of anything but himself. Created in the likeness of nothing but himself from the ground. And yet what gives him life is breath. Is that the image of God that just in that scene? Is that the image of God from the Genesis chapter 1? Well, when you look at the imagery in the context, it actually isn't. Genesis 1 is its own record. Genesis 2 is a continuation of that record, where we find one born from the dust. And just keeping in mind, as I began maybe some episodes prior, when I began to talk about this subject of Genesis, how to view it, the context. Is there an individual that was there that wrote this when this happened immediately when God created the heavens and the earth? And the answer is no. This isn't a literal thing. The one writing this is writing this from the perspective of either a revelation or a vision or a stream of thought. And so when we're seeing Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 and also Genesis 3, we may say, they're written from stream of thought. And so being written in stream of thought, they have to be decoded according to stream of thought, in which the context of from whence they have been given, they have arrived to the author, and of which they are received. And so when we're seeing that one was formed from the dust, there are plenty of illustrations throughout the scriptures to show that dust, I will increase thy seed as the dust. I will increase thy seed as the stars. That term dust is the same throughout the scriptures, synonymous with seed. So in reality, the individual Adam is created, yes, it says from the ground of the dust, but in reality, that dust is a seed, a specific seed. And not seed as in literal germination, seed as in offspring, seed as in host, seed as in assembly, seed as in holy seed. From that ground of that offspring of dust, the individual Adam was created. Taken from out and given breath. It is just as much as Genesis 1 is an allegory, so is Genesis 2. And so I'm saying all of this because we're seeing the transition right before our eyes from Genesis 1 to Genesis 2. Genesis 1, you have individuals created. And I'm going to keep it as individuals. I'm going to keep it simple. You have individuals created in the image of God, or in the glory of God, or in the name of God, or in the praise of God. And the name, glory, praise, image of God, it's not literal. This is a philosophical image. This is a character that these individuals are created in. This is a character that they are created in. Transition to Genesis 2, and you have the story of another creation. Of another creation. The creation of Adam. From the dust of the ground. Planted in his own separate location, and then another creation of animals commencing. Two separate creations, yet one record. Genesis 2 is the individual conversation waking up from the trap of Genesis 1. Genesis 2 is the record of the individual conversation waking up from the trap established in Genesis 1, which trap is the trap of being created in the image of God.